Welcome in, everyone, to the High School Spotlight. I'm your host, Garrett Wolford. We're already halfway through the football regular season, and star players are beginning to emerge throughout the state. On today's program, we'll look at the student athletes that have put up big numbers and the teams that remain undefeated through 5 weeks of play. Last week, one of cross country's biggest meets of the season took place, and our Spencer Barrett was on site to file a report. Plus, we've got top 10 matchups in volleyball and recaps of the biggest football games of the week. Stay with us. We're off and running after this break.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back in. There is no question that Louisiana produces the most college and NFL players per capita in the country. Jamar Chase, who won the Biletnikoff at LSU, and Justin Jefferson are two of the premier wide receivers in the pros today. Devontae Smith of Amite won the Heisman Trophy in 2020. The future stars of the NFL are hard at work today in the LHSAA.
Quarterback Ben Taylor of Airline is the state's leading passer with over 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns through his first 5 games. Vikings coach Justin Scoggin sat down with our Spencer Barrett.
The Airline Vikings are one of the few remaining undefeated teams in a loaded Class 5A this season. The Vikings are coming off a 69-68 high-scoring affair with Captain Shreve, where they brought home the W thanks to a late 2-point conversion stop. Head coach Justin Scoggin and his crew doing what they do on offense seems unstoppable at times.
Yeah, so we scored, I think, on our first 10 possessions, and we led, the majority of the game, and we just kind of, between maybe some bad clock management, maybe on my side, and we kind of, I wouldn't say hit a rough patch on offense, because I felt like we just kind of stopped doing what we were, doing what we do, and we run into that a lot. We kind of got into like a 4-minute offense type deal, and we just kind of we didn't. I didn't call as good of plays, and we don't function well like that. And we just kind of hit a funk, and they took advantage of it.
It's not just the Gators the Vikings have been able to take down. The likes of Barbe, Evangel, Union, and Benton have fallen to the Vikings. A really tough district and non-district schedule preparing for the tough games still to go.
Yeah, there's no easy games in this district. There's from top to bottom. You have some of the most well-coached teams, teams that are going to, challenge you in one way or another. You have teams that can run the ball. You have teams that can throw the ball. You have great quarterbacks, receivers, secondary guys, linebackers. I mean, it's really good all the way across the board. And we've been able to, win some close games that we weren't able to win my first year here. We were able to kind of get a little bit better at that last year, and I feel like we've kind of really taken it to another level this year, and we kind of do what we have to do when we need to do it, in order to get, the win.
Next up for the Vikings is the Parkway Panthers, a team that faced adversity of their own last Thursday after having to get a former football player from the stands to play quarterback in their win over C.E. Bird. The Panthers were also missing a group of skill position players as well.
I texted those guys, and I called Coach Brotherton last week, and I was like, I couldn't have done it. There's no way that we could have pulled somebody out of the bleachers, and I text the offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator just does a phenomenal job. Just in general, they've had one of the best defenses in the city since I've been here. They make it harder on us to score than anybody.
It will be a clash of titans with the airline offense that manages 55 points per game going against the Parkway defense on Friday night.
I mean, just kind of more of the same. I mean, we just have to execute at the stuff that we do and be good at it and be efficient at it. And, we have to execute the stuff that we obviously are going to put in this week. And then we have to execute the stuff that we've put in the last couple of weeks. And then at the end of the day, we just have to be good, like we always say, just good at our base stuff. It's not a secret how we're going to line up. It's not a secret the plays that we're going to run. I just think that we do a really good job of running the plays that we know, and the few kind of wrinkles that we put in, we've got to be really efficient and not make any mistakes in that aspect.
We'll keep you up to date on season stats and record-breaking performances as the year progresses. Up next, we hit the hardwood with a top 10 volleyball matchup in Lake Charles, and later, a cross-country meet with a big finish. This is the High School Spotlight.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
And we're back on the High School Spotlight. With more than a month of the volleyball season in the books, we're getting a clearer picture of the elite teams around Louisiana. And on Tuesday night in Lake Charles, a top 10 matchup between number 2 Sam Houston and number 10 Sulphur left everyone buzzing. Sam Houston had a 10-match win streak last month, and coach Renee Fontenot, who's retiring after 33 years later this season, is poised for a swan song in the playoffs.
Sulphur and Sam Houston are located just 15 miles apart. Both teams made it to the playoffs last season, and both teams are ranked in the top 10 this season. The atmosphere for this game was electric.
Sulphur got off to a good start and kept the first set close, according to Sam Houston coach Renee Fontenot.
I think the slow start wasn't how we should have started off in game one. So to just go ahead and be aggressively pursuing the ball in point one when it starts, and then to be consistent enough to close out in three, I think is a big deal, because with rally scoring and every error cost a point, it's easy for games to go into 4 and 5 in a set.
Aubrey Porcher was serving up aces for the Broncos and was pleased with her team's passing.
Normally, to prepare for a stronger match, we go in thinking that we're going to win. Obviously, that it's not going to be easy, but the day before, we worked super hard and make sure we're overcorrecting certain things. Example, our passing. We overcorrected that yesterday, worked really hard on that, and today I think we came out and we passed pretty well. Especially in 3 sets, I don't think I've ever served the ball that many times in a row, and I was feeling it.
Sam Houston trained hard in the offseason to build up their stamina.
We did a lot of core training and then mobility training, Like a lot of hip flexors and volleyball players are on the weaker side, along with like your traditional strength training and footwork.
Our off-season workouts are pretty good. I say we work really hard and we really prioritize our workouts. Coach Braden does a really good job with doing our workouts and keeping us all in shape and healthy. They give us some nutrition plans. I don't know how well we follow them, but and then we go play some summer games and go to tournaments, and I think we hold up pretty well in the off-season.
Coach Fontenot knows bringing her team closer together will bring them closer to a championship.
Team chemistry is king. Like if they're happy girls and they're getting along and get along with the coaches as well, not just their teammates. I think those are the important things, to try to keep it simple, and then you can progress them on some more advanced offensive systems and defensive changes like we're able to make in our game. But that doesn't start on day one. You have to build to it.
I think one skill that we've really improved on as a team is being a team on the court and friends off the court. I think that was the biggest thing. Just adapting to all of our different leaderships was a big thing. I still think we need to work on over-communicating more as well in the back row with our defense, but I think we're doing pretty well.
Sam Houston won the match 3-0, improving their overall record to 23-4. Reporting from LHSAA Network, I'm McKenna Malone.
Sulphur had a 12-game win streak earlier this fall, and Coach Jenny D'Alessandro, who played collegiately at McNeese, has the Tours off to a great start. Coming up next, we review the LHSAA Network Game of the Week between Edna Karr and St. Aug.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
The rivalries in the Catholic League run deep, even if Edna Karr and St. Aug are recent additions to the district. Karr won the Catholic League last year and advanced to the semifinals under Coach Bryce Brown. Robert Valdez, who previously led St. James to the 2019 state title, was hired to coach St. Aug last season. Here's how these two matched up on a Saturday night in City Park.
A Saturday night in the Crescent City for the LHSAA Network Game of the Week. It's a heavyweight clash in 5A. The Purple Knights of St. Aug and the undefeated Cougars of Edna Karr. St. Aug needs a stop here, and they're not going to get it. Sanchez around the right side, heading for the goal line. He'll be smashed down about 2 yards shy of a touchdown. Sanchez remains in the game. Ball at the 2-yard line. Handoff to Sanchez. Contact made. Stretches forward. And the officials call it a touchdown. Third down and about 15 for St. Aug on their first possession. Play action. Down the field. Caught. Wide open. LeJean Moore. He's still on his feet at the 10. Inside the 5. The direct snap to Jal Noble. Noble into the end zone with his first carry of the ball game, and a great answer by St. Aug. Johnson has it. Down the field, catches it in stride. Here's Dejon Smith. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. He's gone. Touchdown, Edna Karr. Dejon Smith makes it 13-7. Here's Coulon. Steps up from the pressure, stays behind the line, and it's into the hands of Williams. Williams has room to run, makes a cut. Now he's got a blocker upfield. Williams inside the 25 and finally pushed out of bounds. He'll go deep down the field. 1v1. Caught. Touchdown, Karr. Dejon Smith. That's too easy. Sanchez goes wide left. He's got the room, falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Carr. Sanchez with his second rushing touchdown of the evening. And Edna Carr is the only undefeated team remaining in the Catholic League. Well-played game, some penalties marred it a little bit late, but overall, a very enjoyable game here on the LHSAA Network.
A great win for Edna Carr. Now the undefeated Cougars face 4-1 Brother Martin in district play. St. Aug takes on Jesuit. After this break, we head out to Highland Road Park for one of the biggest cross-country meets of the season.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Buying online is easy, but not when it comes to buying medications. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl. Kids are dying from these fake pills. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. A lethal dose is smaller than a pencil point. Worse yet, medical professionals can't tell the difference between real pills and their counterfeits. Don't take anything that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
Welcome back to the High School Spotlight. The St. Joseph's Cross Country Invitational welcomed some of the best teams from across Louisiana last weekend. Hosted by St. Joe's at Highland Road Park in Baton Rouge, the tournament featured schools from Shreveport to New Orleans and all points in between. Our Spencer Barrett was on hand to capture all the action. Let's take a look.
Highland Road Park was the site for the annual St. Joseph's Academy Invitational. Teams and runners from around the state gathered to get a good benchmark on where their teams are at heading into October. Leading the way on the girls' side, St. Joseph's Academy took home first place. The Red Stickers are looking for their 9th consecutive state title under Coach Mark LaHaye.
I don't know if there's a secret sauce, but winning is an expectation. I mean, we line up and we expect to win. Coach Duke gives me a hard time about it all the time. But you know, once you get it rolling, it's not a given by any means, because the girls really work hard to do that, especially like this year, because we lost so many top runners. Our senior class last year was 5 out of our top 7. So they knew they had a legacy to hold up, and that was the key for us so far. Oh yeah, we practice like we compete. I mean, I give them the Michael Jordan speech all the time. So I mean, you got to get out there and get after it. And they're fighting for a spot every day. So, you know, yeah, you came out top 7 last week, but if you dogged it all during practice, oh, I twisted my ankle, well, then you might have just lost your spot. So they got to fight for it, yeah.
Leading the way for the Red Stickers was Michelle Daigle with a course record time of 16:59. The seniors stepping up and taking the win over a top 7 filled with runners from the Baton Rouge area.
I mean, it was definitely exciting to get out here. The past 2 weekends have been rough with the weather and the course conditions, so I mean, I was excited to get out here with a pretty good day and a dry course and get out there with some of the best competition in the state and really just go after it. Yeah, I mean, I've grown up around Lucy and Molly Kramer since I was in middle school, and they were in like 4th grade. So it's really exciting to get to run out here with them and see their progression. And I'm very close with a few other girls in my grade and the grade below me from the Baton Rouge area. But those two I've definitely known, and always racing with them. I've never had a dull race with them. It's always been a tough race.
So like today for us, you know, Michelle was lights out. She was over a minute to our number 2 runner. So the key to our score is how close is our number 2 to our number 5. So if we can close that gap, so if you're coming out, if your 2 through 5 is within 20 seconds, you're just blowing everybody away.
On the boys' side, it was the Parkway Panthers from Shreveport who brought home the team title, just outscoring Brother Martin. With a couple of personal records, head coach Kent Faulting was happy about making the long trip down south.
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, we try to come down here once a year. I think we've been coming down here since 2010. We used to come to the LSU meet, which did not have the level of competition of these. And so since we switched to the St. Joe's meet, this is the first time that we got the win. Our guys were really hungry today. There were a lot of great state competitors here today. We really wanted to pack run today, and we had 4 guys break 16 minutes. They ran really close to each other. We had a 5th guy that was hauling butt to make sure that we could secure that win. It was really close, but we were really, really excited to, you know, take the 7-hour round trip down here and then get to see those results.
The individual title was won by Parkview Baptist senior Aiden Monaster, who ran a state record time of 14:12. The next fastest runner came in 59 seconds later. Monaster was planning for this to be a race that he took easy, but he still set the state record.
It means a lot. I was coming in to kind of just run a race, especially after last week going a week hard, and then this week's supposed to be just a race to have fun and to go easier. But I mean, the conditions are pretty good. I just kind of I didn't feel too bad, so I kind of just went out, and we went out quick. I went at like 4:35. So once I went out that fast, I mean, at that point, it's just, you already did it, so might as well try.
The season is heating up with the state meet just a month away. Reporting for the LHSAA Network, I'm Spencer Verrett.
Congratulations to the St. Joseph girls and the Parkway boys for winning the tournament. That was a nice preview of the upcoming LHSAA Cross Country Championships in Natchitoches next month. We've got plenty of spotlight left to shine in today's show. Stay with us.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
Welcome back, everyone. On Friday night in the River Parishes, a 1A showdown between undefeated Vermilion Catholic and 2-1 Riverside left fans gasping for air. A rematch of last year's Division IV semifinal saw 12 touchdowns, including a frenetic third quarter with 41 combined points on the board. Here's an inside look at Vermilion Catholic at Riverside.
Roussel Field, the site for our matchup. Riverside advanced to the state title game in the Superdome last year. Lee Roussel with another talented squad. Vermilion Catholic quarterback Jonathan D'Artes has already rushed for 2 touchdowns in the game. This time, he'll go to the air. D'Artes signals to Alan McLean III in the end zone, and the duo connect. McLean with a great grab on the 50-50 ball. The senior tight end catches his 2nd touchdown of the game. Third quarter now, ball back in the hands of D'Artes, who goes about 5'8", 165. He splits the defenders for another long gain. Vermilion Catholic's offense has scored 40 or more points in their last 4 games, and D'Artes is leading an attack that is piling up touchdowns in 1A. Speaking of scoring, D'Artes is going to hold and sneak around the left end, then power into the end zone. Ball comes loose after he's down. The score holds up, and Vermilion Catholic up 35-14. Riverside looking to get back on track, and running back Dedrick Lasty is the man for the job. The 5'6" senior had 2,500 rushing yards and 42 touchdowns last year. Lasty runs a 4.4 40 and has a 3.5 GPA at Riverside. Lasty got them up the field. Quarterback Brock Bourgeois gets them into the end zone. Eli Prats, an 8th grader on varsity, makes a highlight reel catch in double coverage to get Riverside back in the game. Something tells me Pratt's going to have more catches like that over the next 4 years. VC's lead cut to 14 in the 4th. The skies open up in reserve, and so do the running lanes for Jonathan D'Artes, who goes nearly 50 yards down the far sideline, scoring the 7th touchdown of the night for Vermilion Catholic.
A huge performance for quarterback Jonathan D'Artes, who accounted for 7 total touchdowns, and the Eagles, who get a measure of revenge after falling to Riverside in the playoffs last season. Up next, 10-time state champion St. Joseph's Volleyball is in action. We'll catch their game against Fontainebleau after this quick break.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
They missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
And we're back on the High School Spotlight. The Red Stickers of St. Joseph's Academy are one of the most decorated high school volleyball programs in Louisiana. Head coach C.V. Miller is approaching 900 career wins and has twice been state runner-up in the last 4 seasons. Here's how St. Joe's lined up on a Tuesday night against the Fontainebleau Bulldogs.
The girls came in today and we just really wanted this win. You know, St. Joe's always such a good competition. And no matter when we play them, it's always back and forth. And I'm so proud of the way they played tonight. They played with a lot of heart. They came back in a situation that's, you know, away on the road, and in their gym, it's always a hard thing. So I'm very, very proud. They worked hard and they did their job. Well, Hannah Ellis obviously got her 3,000th assist tonight, and I think the girls really just wanted to do it for her. You know, she's put such a great effort into this season, and she's been such a leader for the last 4 years, and that was just something great. And then Ava Furman stepped up a whole lot tonight. I don't know her stats yet, but I know she came around at good times when we needed her in the right rotation, and we kept the ball up, and Marley Lange blocked a whole lot of the balls that we needed, you know, put her hands on a lot, and it allowed us to keep the ball into play. So
it was a very emotional game. It was super fun, just coming back from, we felt like it was nothing, and we all worked together, we all kept each other up, we all did our job there at the end, so it was really important. I think just taking big swings whenever we got the opportunity, whenever we had one blocker up, just making sure we were telling our hitters to swing away. And sometimes they've made really smart plays just right over the block whenever they weren't expecting it.
We didn't play to our full potential in the first 2 sets, so having a great pep talk from our coach really pushed us towards our achievements tonight. We realized our mistakes and we fixed them. I'm overly proud for Hannah for her 3,000 assists. Just to be a part of helping her get that means a lot to me, and I'm just really happy for her.
Well, in the beginning of the season, it was a little rough. We lost a lot of starters, and then we had some girls not return, and then so we have a lot of younger kids stepping into roles, or kids who have never played in the court. And in fact, we only have 2 girls returning from last year's starting lineup. So this is a whole new squad, and I mean, they have really done an excellent job. I was optimistic in September because I said we're going to turn that corner, and when we do, that corner is going to look really pretty on the other side. So I'm hoping that this is that corner that we're going to turn in, because we start district on Thursday, and this is what we have going into it. So this is a great win.
I'm super excited for what's coming next. I think it took us a minute to wake up this season, but I'm really excited to see what we have, because I just think our hitters are playing really well together, and they're just taking control of what the game gives them. Marley's an amazing blocker. I played club with her this past season, and I got to play with her when she was a sophomore. She's really, really good at taking a swing at the ball whenever they're not expecting it at all.
Over the years, I just have become more confident with playing volleyball, just as it went along. I wasn't as confident freshman year when I started playing. I wasn't really putting the ball down, but Coach Mule made me see how strong I could be and how I can actually put the ball down, and that's made me hit harder every single year. I just love all of her snap, and they all coach really well. They all tell me my mistakes. They take me accountable for everything, and it really just helps me grow as a volleyball player.
Plenty more volleyball to come on the high school spotlight over the next month. We'll have you ready for the state championships at the Cajun Dome, which you can watch live on the LHSAA network. Up next, a defensive showdown between undefeated Episcopal and Ascension Catholic down in Donaldsonville. This is the high school spotlight.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Ascension Catholic football made a coaching change last season, hiring former LSU quarterback Lowell Narcisse to lead the program. The Bulldogs are off to a fast start behind running back Chad Elzy, who also starts in the secondary. Episcopal has not only beaten Ascension Catholic 2 years in a row, the Knights were undefeated coming into last Thursday's game. Something had to give. We can head down to Donaldsonville. Rainy conditions on a Thursday night. Ascension Catholic coming off a tough loss to Dunham last week. And another Baton Rouge area team clearly in their sights. It's undefeated Episcopal at 4-0. Knights need to find a way to stop Chad Elzy. That's easier said than done. Elzy, 500 yards and 8 touchdowns in his first 3 games. Add another touchdown onto the pile. Elzy scores in the first quarter for the Bulldogs. Ascension Catholics lost 2 in a row to Episcopal, both games by less than a touchdown, and the Bulldogs came out firing on all cylinders. They punished tackle on kick return there. Quarterback Brody Bailey gets the Knights offense moving, connecting here with Nathan Sanchez up the far sideline. That long gain gets Episcopal into scoring position. Senior tailback Reed Chauvin is a load at 5'10", 195. He powers into the end zone from the 3-yard line. Our game's all tied up at 7 apiece. Great answer by the Knights there. Next drive for Ascension Catholic, 4th and short, and they go for it. Chad Elzy blasts through the line, but he might not have it. Chain gang comes out, and the Knights defense held him just short of a first down. Momentum swings to Episcopal's side of the field, but not for long. Now the Knights facing 4th down. Reed Chauvin going for a ride. Huge stop for Ascension Catholic.
Oh my gosh.
And the Knights turn it over on downs.
Somebody carried them to the other end zone if they could have.
Still tied at 7. Now 4th and 9. Quarterback Camille LaBeouf throws it deep, and Chad Elzy down the far sideline.
What a catch.
Elzy is pumped up. He also starts at defensive back, literally never comes out of the game. Elzy lines up in the Wildcat. He'll smash through the line. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
What a talent he is.
Episcopal moves back down the field. They throw for the end zone. Jacob Julian makes the goal line interception. That keeps it 14-7 Bulldogs. It's a good call. The Knights moving here in the fourth quarter. Brody Bailey throws deep for Nathan Sanchez, and Ascension Catholic's going to be popped for pass interference. Taking a look at the highlights, they did make contact before. 8 seconds remaining, ball at midfield, final play. Ascension Catholic secondary has Episcopal totally blanketed downfield. Nowhere for Brody Bailey to throw, and he is sacked on the game's final play. Ascension Catholic snaps a 2-game losing streak to Episcopal. The 1A beats the 2A and knocks the Knights from the ranks of the unbeaten.
It's been 3 years since we got a chance to beat those guys. Now, obviously, Travis is one of the greatest coaches in Louisiana. He's been in that program. He's got those guys like a well-oiled machine. And for us to be able to get to this point and be able to find a way to pull it off at the end, man, it's credit to our guys, credit to our staff, putting those guys in the situation to go ahead and finish the game.
The win feel good, man. My sophomore and junior year, man, we took a tough loss. So this year, man, thanks to my O-line, they were able. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, man. Man, this was tough, man. This was tough, and I lost this game 2 years in a row, and I couldn't let it be a third. I mean, it all starts in the weight room and in the summer, watching film. We had a slow start, but it ain't how you start, it's how you finish it.
When you get in those situations, man, you can have all the play calls you want, man. How do you get your guys in a one-on-one matchup? We was able to find him and get him a matchup on the safety that we like. It gave him a chance to win, man. He's one of the best players in the state, and week in and week out, he's come out and continue to prove it.
A great defensive effort for Ascension Catholic, holding Episcopal to a single touchdown. The Knights had been averaging 35 points per game. The Bulldogs begin district play against Ascension Christian this week, while Episcopal hosts Baker. We've got more to come here on the High School Spotlight. Stick around.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jewel Sumner was off to an undefeated start this fall, racking up 4 wins by an average score of 33-8. Coach Ross Career's team hosted 4A Franklinton on Friday night, and the 3A Cowboys were ready.
Franklinton was looking to knock off the undefeated Jewel Sumner Cowboys on Thursday night. It got off to a perfect start for the Demons, with Cy Austin plunging into the end zone to give them a 6-0 lead. Sumner was able to respond, but the Demons answered right back with this touchdown from Connor McGee to put the Demons back on top. But that's where the fun ended for the Demons in the first half. Sumner quarterback Kamari Warren takes the quarterback sneak, sneaks past the entire defense and makes it into the end zone to tie things up. Then, Sumner wide receiver Jakari Brown takes the jet sweep and beats the Demons defense to the pylon to give the Cowboys a lead right before half. It got worse for the Demons as running back Jeremiah Brooks takes the handoff and glides past the defense into the end zone, giving Sumner a 2-possession lead. But the Demons were not going to back down. Quarterback Jacob Grain dropped back to find Jaden Garrett on this long completion, one of the best plays of the night. A few plays later, Austin punches it in for 6. An interception by Avery Brumfield gave the Demons great field position to try and get back into this one. And they did. It's Crane to Garrett again for the short touchdown, but the Demons still behind by 2. The Cowboys and Demons would trade scores, with the Demons getting in thanks to McGee getting his second touchdown of the night on this shifty run. Then, with just 30 seconds left and the Demons down by 8, Crane takes the tush push and gets into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, with Austin taking the handoff. We are heading to overtime. Sumner possession in overtime on 4th down. Warren is intercepted by Brumfield again. Field goal wins the ball game for the Demons. Freshman kicker Gabe Ezell steps up and puts it through the uprights to give the Demons the comeback win. Now let's hear from head coach Nick Saltaformaggio after the big W.
I mean, I've never been around a group of guys that's persevered like this. And, you know, we're playing with a little bit of a chip. People forgot about Franklinton. You know, they forgot what Shane Smith did at Franklinton for a long, long time. And we're sitting up there in the corner of the boot. But that's a really good football team over there. It really, really is. And, you know, we have the ability to do things that are special. Tonight was special. I mean, because you're coming on the road on a 4-0 team that is extremely talented, has built themselves for this season, and come back from 2 scores twice, have a 2-point play to tie it, call back, and then go for 2 and make it, and then have a 9th grader come in and kick a field goal to win it, you know. So, I can't tell you how proud I am of them. I guess I just did, but I'm proud of them, you know.
Coach Salt took the Franklinton job last season, and his team are off to a 4-1 start this year with a big matchup on the horizon.
And I want to coach the Franklinton Demons for 10 more years because it's special to this community. And when I remember talking to Shane when he offered me the job, the first conversation we had, and it's held true for me ever since I've been there, it's something special about coaching at a high school that carries the name of the town. And it means a lot to the town, and it means a lot to our school. And so it's a special place, and I'm proud to represent it.
The Demons take on Lakeshore in a big-time Division II clash this Friday. Reporting for the LHSAA Network, I'm Spencer Verrett.
A huge win for the Demons, who improved to 4-1. Franklinton has a giant matchup with undefeated Lakeshore this week, as the Titans are 5-0 and ranked near the top of 4A. Sumner looks to keep up their winning ways by hosting 2-1 Springfield. We'll close out the show after this. Don't go anywhere.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Byrd and Parkway were undefeated going into last week's 5A matchup, but the Panthers were going to be without their starting quarterback. Coach Coy Brotherton called on an unlikely hero to help bring them through against their rival. C.E. Byrd and Parkway, a couple of talented teams from North Louisiana. Moving into the second quarter, same score, third down. Gavin Farrington's pass, and Gary Burney beats his man one-on-one. Touchdown Panthers. That makes it 20-7. Did we mention that Farrington was in the student section last week? He is the quarterback of the day for Parkway and has come up a hero. Talk to me about Gavin Farrington. He's like the 12th man for A&M, comes in.
He comes in from the student section, hasn't played football in 2 years, and he leads his team to win 46-35. That's got to be one of the best stories of the week. And if you got a statement list of wins this week, Parkway getting the win with that many starters out has to be up there.
Talk about a long shot. You never know who they'll pull out of the student section next week. We appreciate you joining us for this week's edition of the High School Spotlight. We'll see you right here next week with more scores and highlights.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.